Hi YouTube. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to, talk about supply and demand and show real life examples. Um, so I'll show you the point of this is to kind of show I guess why some prices are the way it is. I'm gonna talk about like scarce items, some obsolete items, and kind of give you some scenarios here. So maybe we could start with some gold here. So when we have gold, we're gonna do the supply and demand. We're just gonna pretend that it's a regular supply and demand curve. However, since gold is a scarce resource, there's gonna be less supply, but the demand's gonna stay still. So the supply is gonna be like this. Thus, hold on, let me erase this. Thus, you could see that gold is pretty expensive because there's low supply, right? So it's scarce. This is an example of like a scarce resource, right? So we have a high price, low quantity. Okay, cool. So now, I'm gonna give you like an example of an obsolete good. We could say like the Nintendo Switch, or not the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 64, right? So back in 1980 maybe, um, it was like 300. This is back in 1980, so this is like 300. Okay. So what happened is um the demand for then there was a release of the GameCube, right? So after the GameCube, the hold on, give me a second. Let me just move this over here. So after the GameCube, this caused the demand to shift down here, right? So then it went a little lower. Um so maybe it went to like 100. Um but then we're gonna call this D1, D2. Right. Then no one started supplying, right? So because of the GameCube, they stopped supplying the Switch because they weren't profitable. So we have like the marginal cost, right? From the firm's perspective, we have like the marginal cost, the marginal revenue. Um I'm guessing like what's it called, the AC, the long run average cost, and then like I guess and then we have like the long run average cost. So at a point we had like a marginal cost that was greater than this. Well, I mean, the short story is they weren't making profits off that. They weren't profitable. I guess I don't really need to like do this. This isn't an economic lesson. But the short story is the suppliers weren't profitable. They were in a perfectly competitive market. They can't control the price. But the marginal revenue had to equal the marginal price. And since they weren't or it had to be higher. And since it wasn't, it wasn't worth it for them, so they stopped supplying. So of course there are third party suppliers though that still kind of resold old devices. So basically it went up, and now we have S2. So then the price went up to, let's just say 175, and now this is our new demand and supply. So that's how that's how supply and demand works with like old obsolete things. So it's really supply and demand. That's how prices are pretty much made. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to really illustrate today. Thanks for listening. Bye.